Good evening. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary. Excuse me. Already off to a wonderful start with this video. Bronson's By Any Means Necessary fantasy baseball talk for Saturday or Friday. I'll talk about Saturday's games mostly. Not a whole lot to say about my day. Hopefully, I'll be able to keep this video relatively short. It was a good day though. I got about six hours of sleep, which that's pretty much what I'm used to now. That's enough for me. I mean, obviously I felt a little drowsy when I woke up because it's when I'm waking up it's dark, so I'm not feeling too hot early on in my day, but it doesn't take me long to get woken up. I'm not feeling wore out. I mean, I'm feeling tired now because it's like 10:30. It's just kind of my bedtime now, later than my bedtime probably, but I get to sleep in tomorrow. I don't have to be up till 6:45-ish tomorrow morning, so that's cool. I might get a little bit more sleep than normal, which is fine. It's great. Hopefully I'll wake up feeling good because I gotta ride my bike over the bridge tomorrow, but it'll be fine because I can ride it. I just have to ride it to the train stop. I can take the train the rest of the way to the airport, so I don't mind riding my bike on Saturday, Sunday at all. It's not a whole lot shorter of a ride. It just feels shorter because I don't have to go the extra 3 miles or whatever it is. So it'll be cool. And I only have Saturday. Yeah, Saturday will be a long day. I'll get home late. I'll probably be exhausted, just like last Saturday. But hopefully it'll be a good day, just like today was. Earlier, I went to the movies. I watched Zola. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. I hadn't heard of it. I hadn't seen trailers for it or anything. I saw it on the on the showings. And I read about it. I was like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. Well, it was not. That was a pretty bad movie. A little uncomfortable to sit through and finish, and I don't recommend it. I'm gonna give it. I'm giving it like 1, maybe 1.5 stars. I think that's the lowest rating I've ever given a movie so far. It's not a good movie. I know the critics are liking it, but I don't like it. Let's talk some baseball. The Trevor Bauer situation has now escalated. He's now on an administrative leave. He was supposed to start on Sunday. That's off the table now, so we're going to have to be looking for some replacements again. I still haven't read the details of what's going on, but last I checked, kinky sex is not a crime, and if it turns out that this lady is just making false accusations or going for a money grab, I think that she should see some jail time. I think that maybe even some prison time. I think that in order for things to change in that department, we're going to have to start punishing these women, because a false accusation, although it's not nearly as serious as a prison sentence would be, a false accusation can still lead to slander and ruining a man's reputation, and ruining their lives in other ways that can put a black mark on their life, just as a prison sentence would. So I think that these women who are found to make false accusations need to see some serious jail time, prison time, possibly. Well, I shouldn't say possibly. I think it should be a felony to make a false accusation, in that when it comes to sexual assault towards men. But there's still a lot going on here. She could have actually been sexually assaulted. I guess we'll find out. But from all I've heard, it doesn't sound like there's much of a case. But there. Some bad news. More bad news. Yerman Mercedes, who was a really hot catcher designated hitter early on in the year, has really tailed off in the last month. He kind of got sent to the minors today. I mean, we should have kind of saw this coming. The guy had never hit anywhere near this good before in his career, so you should have kind of figured that he was going to tail off pretty significantly, and he did. But getting sent to the minors probably, I think that was just his manager punishing him for that situation that happened a few weeks ago. Tony La Russa is very old school. He's very old, very out of touch, and very much an asshole. So definitely could see that being the case. Hopefully he can right the ship and get called back up, or get traded to a team that can use him. Such as there's a lot of teams who need some catching help. And lastly, I just want to quickly just mention Zach Thompson. He's a young pitcher for the Marlins who's been really phenomenal early on. And I've been really excited to talk about him as a streaming option here because he was supposed to start Friday, but that got pushed back to tomorrow. He was supposed to start Thursday. Then they got pushed back to Friday, so I was looking forward to talking about him today, and then it didn't happen. Then they got pushed back to Saturday. I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about him Saturday now. Turns out he's going to, not starting until Sunday. He starts getting pushed back again, so I'm really frustrated. I picked him up, hoping for, a start this weekend, but his start just keeps getting moved back. So hopefully he'll actually start on Sunday. Hopefully, although I'm not going to do a video tomorrow. But Zach Thompson, just to give you a heads up, is a great streaming option for Sunday because he's racking up strikeouts like crazy here through his first few starts. But let's get to the streaming options for Saturday. I did come up with 5 because I originally had 5 with Zach Thompson on the list, but because I like 5 is a 3, 5. Nice numbers to round off at. I've just always liked nice round numbers, 0s, 10s, 5s, and I like 3. I don't know why I like 3, but 3 is just a nice, solid number to have a thing for. So, 5 streaming options for you, starting with chronological order of when the game time starts. We're going to start with a couple of guys who are facing each other, Ross Stripling of the Blue Jays and Shane McClanahan of the Rays. Shane McClanahan's a young guy who has had trouble going deep into games until lately. He's now made it to the 6th inning or farther in his last 2 starts. He's another young pitcher who racks up strikeouts at a phenomenal rate, so he's the guy to take a chance on against the potent Blue Jays lineup. And Ross Stripling kind of came out of nowhere. I remember him being a pretty mediocre to below average starter with the Dodgers. A change of scenery in a team that's really been believing in him, a team that's giving him a chance to be a full-time starter. He's really coming through for Toronto. He's another guy to take a chance on against Tampa. And Tarek Skubal, who I can't believe his ownership is still under 50% with the numbers he's been putting up lately. I understand he's pitching against a good White Sox lineup, but he pitched against a good Astros lineup in his last start, and he put up probably his best start of the season. Anticipating more of the same against the White Sox, I think Skubal has reached that level where he's a trustworthy pitcher in pretty much every game. So I think he's a guy that should be out of the streaming tier by now. He should be, his ownership threshold should be higher. Jake Odorizzi of the Astros has really pitched well for his last 3 starts, and he's facing a bad team in Cleveland at Cleveland, so that's a phenomenal matchup there. And lastly, for those who need a little bit extra, another name, Marco Gonzalez of the Mariners against a terrible Rangers team. We saw the peak of Marco Gonzalez last season. I don't think we'll ever see that again. I don't think he's really that good. That last season was a fluke. Very short season, very compacted season. Marco Gonzalez hasn't been super great this year, but I still think he's a pretty decent starter. And he's another guy who, if he can start stringing together a couple of good starts in a row, his ownership is just going to go up. And he's going to be out of the streaming tier here shortly, too. And real quickly, this video wasn't as short as I was hoping. A couple of 3 hitters that either should be, they're kind of steaming hot right now, and one guy who, I mean, we gotta face facts. He's very good, and he needs to be owned in the majority of leagues. I'm gonna start with a couple of steaming hot guys first. Josh Harrison is back on the fantasy radar as a second baseman or infielder, eligible player for the Nationals, and the ageless Asdrubal Cabrera is back finally. He started the season out really well, then got hurt. It took him a while to get going at the plate again, but he seems to have figured it out. Seems to be hitting well again, so he's a guy who also is eligible all over the infield, who you could probably get back in your daily lineups. And it's getting hot in here. Oh, by the way, yeah, kind of celebrating 4th of July a little early with my shirt today, and I understand that it's a, disrespectful to the flag kind of, but I'm not the kind of person, I don't get offended by that kind of thing. I think all of us kind of inadvertently disrespect the flag by wearing it in a way, or not exactly wearing it, but portraying the flag in a way that is technically against the flag code. I don't think I think it's more ignorance than, disrespect or on purpose. So whatever, it is what it is. I think all of us are, love our country. We're all patriotic. We just have different ways of showing it, different ways of thinking that this country could be better. That's what makes people so great. It's all the diversity, all the different thinking, all the different viewpoints. Because if everybody thought the same and all that, life would be pretty damn boring. And honestly, we never would have innovated or evolved really at the rate that we have. And that's why that's why we're at the top of the food chain. That's why we are the alphas of Earth, maybe even the universe, because we have the ability to innovate and think for ourselves and free will and all that stuff. But yeah, I totally skipped over that other hitter, J.P. Crawford of the Mariners, shortstop. He's a guy I will admit I had no faith in, because he's a Mariner. But he was just never a good hitter in the minor leagues. He was always known for his defense. He was a hot prospect because of his defense. I never thought he'd be able to hit at the major league level, but he's proven me wrong. He's proven that he's a possible top 10 shortstop. I know shortstop's real deep, but he's playing really, really, really well, and he should definitely be at least your, because we all have to have that second base shortstop spot in our lineup. He should definitely at least be filling that spot for you. I'm sure the Mariners are going to trade him at the trade deadline or something, because Jerry DiPoto has no idea what he's doing. But he's a young guy with a bright future, and I'd like to see him continue to evolve as a player in Seattle. But yes, this video was not shorter, it's actually longer, but that's all I have to say. You guys have a good weekend, and again, please be careful with your fireworks. Have a blessed day. Good luck in your lives. Peace, love, and nacho fries.